Welcome to the James Bond Show. What am I doing? I'm eating cheeses popcorn. Why? Because I am reviewing Moonraker in this edition of the James Bond Show. I'm Krazy Kajeevie. We've got no fears, limits, or substitutes here on the James Bond Show. This episode is brought to you by cheeses popcorn. No, not really. I just made that up. Okay, guys. So Moonraker. Whoa. Okay. 11th James Bond film in the official series. And wow. Okay. Let's get right to the point. I'm going to put my cheeses popcorn down. This is a film that absolutely derides audiences. You've got the ones that love it, and you've got the ones that hate it. Now, some Bond purists that love the originals still love Moonraker. Then you've got some James Bond purists that will never like Moonraker. Now, let's be honest. Moonraker is the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner film of the series. James Bond goes in space. It's nothing like the novel that Ian Fleming wrote. They're basically using the title here and not much more. So I can understand why it's derisive. But let's get more into that a bit later. So the story. The story is Hugo Drax, who's a villain, who's played by Michael Lonsdale, really chillingly. He wants to do the opposite, kind of like what Carl Stromberg did in Spy Who Loved Me. Drax wants to turn space into his domain, but he wants to set up a super race, and he thinks that Earth has basically gone down the... So he wants to kill off everyone on Earth except for the livestock, and while his pretty people, the beautiful people, are up in space, he's then going to come back down and repopulate Earth. It's kind of like almost a charming version of Hitler, if that is possible. That's what his plan is. Roger Moore is back as James Bond, and he sets out to find out why from the I cannot say it, I got popcorn stuck in my teeth. The pre-title sequence, why Drax's Moonraker shuttle has gone missing from the British space program. This is where the first problem of the film lies. So we got the plot out of the way. So, not much makes sense in Moonraker. Let's be honest about it. If you love it or hate it, whatever. The fact is, the film is big, wild and crazy, and not much of the plot makes sense. First of all, why has Drax got a British, one of his spacecrafts with Britain? They don't have a space program. Also, come on. This is a very intelligent man, Hugo Drax, very intelligent. If he wanted his space shuttle back, wouldn't he just do this? I was about to do like Mobob tapping and realize it was the old phones. Hello, I am Hugo Drax. I want my space shuttle back. Okay, yep, cool, deal. Back by tomorrow, please. Yep. And there's a cucumber sandwich in it for you. Click. That's all he had to do. Okay, maybe minus the cucumber sandwich, but that's all he had to do. Why he would jeopardize his organization by wiping out probably $1 billion 747 owned by the British makes no sense. So let's look at the good and the bad of the film. Now, I'm going to say straight up right now, I got to say it. I hated Moonraker because I grew up as a James Bond purist reading the Ian Fleming novels. So to me, that was Bond, and then the early films were Bond. So I did not like Moonraker. Over the years, my attitude changed, and I love this film. Again, it's one of those films, if you're kind of down, tired from work or just not feeling great or whatever, and you just want to pick me up, you want to be cheered up, sit down on your couch with a big cup of joe and watch Moonraker. It is a delight. And Roger Moore here, he's winking at the audience the whole time. And Moore looks great too. He looks fit, he looks healthy, and he's having a lot of fun. So, Moonraker, I love this film. You leave your brain at the door and you just enjoy it. Yes, it's not a Fleming purist film. We get that. But even purist Bond fans, allow yourselves, put it on, and just have some fun with it and understand, okay, it is away from the Fleming films, but of course we go back there in a review I can't wait to do tomorrow for your eyes only. But it's just a bit of fun. The stunt work starting in the pre-title sequence is amazing. Obviously it is ruined by the fact Richard Kill is this big, the stuntman is like this big on screen, and he's got that, I believe it was an orange peel with foil, and he stuck that in his mouth to do the parachute jumps. And those guys do an amazing job. And Michael G. Wilson helped out on that with the mathematics of the falls and all that as well. So just a little tidbit there for you. The fact that Jaws lands in a tent and survives from 40,000 feet up, yep, okay, it's crazy, guys. But again, brain at the door and come in and just enjoy it. Shirley Bassey's back for her third and last time, hopefully not last time, but at the stage of shooting this video last time, singing Moonraker. She was actually ended up being the third choice to sing the song. She didn't like the lyrics. She didn't really like the song. It's her least favourite. This is my all-time favourite James Bond theme song. I absolutely love it. It's melodic. It's romantic. It's nice. Also, John Barry's score here, wow, this is arguably my favourite James Bond score, especially when you see when the space shuttle carrying Bond and Dr. Holly Goodhead travel up to the space station. That music is mesmerising. But the way the Moonraker theme song is used in instrumental versions, and that was a real a powerful gift that John Barry was able to do in a lot of his Bond films that he scored, was to take that theme and then the instrumental version kind of just laid out through the film. Oh, so great. So I absolutely love this score. Dr. Holly Goodhead, created by Christopher Wood. Now, here's a little tidbit for you too. Back in the day in 79, Mego, I've got a Mego Moonraker doll behind me there, Roger Moore one. When they released the dolls, they did Drax, they did Bond, they did Jaws, which is quite rare, and they did Holly. Notice, just Holly. So they didn't go with Holly Goodhead because they thought that was a little naughty. Yeah, so there's an interesting little fact for you. Q gives Bond some gadgets in this one as well. Desmond Llewellyn's having fun with a great classic line. Bowless. 007 Bowless. And Roger Moore always loves to take the mickey out of him. Now, in Venice, we've got the Bondola, which is, you know, pretty cool, awesome action scene. And the Bondola, well, it's one of the traditional Venice boats, and that comes up, goes on land, and we see, I believe even in that one, is a double-taking pigeon and a double-taking dog even. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure there's two animals there that do the old double take. So it's a bit of daft fun. As for Holly Goodhead, I like her. I think she's sexy. To me, she's got that like librarian look, or your friend's mum when you were a bit young and your friend's mum looked a bit hubba bubba bubba. To me, that's kind of the Bond girl Holly Goodhead is. And at least she, you know, she looks like she's around Roger Moore's age. And he was about 52, I believe, filming this. And like I said before, he looked great. So, and I like their chemistry. I thought they worked really well together. Lewis Gilbert's back. This is his third and final James Bond film. And does anyone handle big stage direction better than Lewis Gilbert? The way he would marshal everything together in the big scenes and the big sets, wow. Now, Ken Adam, the late Sir Ken Adam, on fire. His sets here are so magnificent. I love them, especially the actual Moonraker space station set is so good. Also, a set that doesn't get a lot of mention, but where Bond fights the big python anaconda, when he fights it and he's dragged out of the water, you look at that set with the rocks and the plants and the water and all the Bond babes. Wow. You know, he's just, that guy must have been just a kid in a candy store with all the money that Eon threw at him. And they threw $30 million. The budget went from around 20 up to $30 million. It went huge, but they were traveling all over the world. I feel that the film really starts to pick up its pace. I love it when we finally get to Rio de Janeiro and we get to Brazil. And I just want to give a hubba shakeout. Shakeout. Not a shakeout, a shout out. Oh boy, that sounded wrong. But this is what you get with the James Bond show on Krazy Kajeevie. I don't go re-edit anything stupid I say. It's just all here for you guys for a bit of fun. Let's get back on track. Manuela. Oh my goodness. Now she's a woman that could take a man off track. But Manuela, you know, Bond comes up to her and he sits down next to her and it's like, so, what do you do in Rio if you don't samba? More so smooth here, but she is gorgeous. Along with Talisa Soto, I think she is probably the hottest thing on legs. Wow. Yeah, hubba bubba, very hot. Okay, next. So, Moonraker for me is just a big fun film, and obviously part of that fun too is Richard Keel's return as Jaws. Some people are like, you know, it's just Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, but is he not a welcome presence? Some of the rear projection in Rio, the cable cars, yes, it's shocking, and yes, it's turned into a cartoon, and he bites through, you know, huge cable car wire like it's licorice, and actually I believe it might have been licorice when they did this, but his presence is just great, and he turns into a good guy at the end, and he hooks up with Dolly, and he's got her, and of course his only words were, well, here's to us. And he helps Bond and Holly escape as well. The visual effects here are spectacular. And I recommend, if you haven't seen it, guys, go into the Blu-ray copy of the film and go into Inside Moonraker and also have a look around for some of the visual effects, special featurettes as well. Because when you listen to Derek Meddings and the guys talk about how they filmed the visual effects, it was risky. They basically had to re-roll the film and reshoot the film and film different parts in different sections. And if that went, or hair in the gate, or whatever, you know, they would have lost everything. So the way they did it, for budget purposes and for the technology they had, was mind-blowing. And is it a rip-off of Star Wars? It's not. That's a popular comment. Did they make it the way they did because Star Wars was a huge hit 2 years earlier in 77? Yes, absolutely. So, you know, can you call it a bit of a cash-in? Yeah, okay, it's a bit of a cash-in, but it's not trying to be Star Wars. It's its own separate film. The space laser battles, you know, there's no doubt that these kind of countries have tried for this technology anyway. And of course, Bond films are always ahead of the game, and they show us technology that was never around at the time, but ends up happening. So who knows, we may get some space laser battles down the track. But it's entertaining and it's so visually fun. Q's got a great line at the end of the film. Bond, what do you think you're doing? And then Q answers, I think he's attempting re-entry, sir. Boom, boom, chugga, boom. I love this film, and I'm probably going to surprise a few of you here. It's getting 5 Kajeevie stars out of 5 just because it is a guilty pleasure, and it is one of the James Bond films that I watch more than any of them now because it's just so bloody entertaining. It's so fun. So if you haven't checked out Moonraker for a while, guys, stick it on and just watch it with the fact that, you know, appreciation of, yeah, it's big goofy fun. But that's what it is, and that's why it's just awesome. Hope you've liked this review, guys. I'm going to come back tomorrow with For Your Eyes Only. And Bond comes back to Earth on that one. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or liked, please do. Again, as I always say at the end of these videos, I really love the fact that I've got subscribers. I've only got 102 at the moment of making this, but I've been going for about 3 weeks now, and that's awesome. You know, I just love talking James Bond and sharing my collection. And so if you can remember to give it a like, that'd be cool, and share it with your friends. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Until then, keep on bonding.